What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to the second best team in the Vanarama National League. It's Boston United, it's Park to Prem. Today, it's episode number 24, and oh dear, we are taking on Yeovil, who are top. It's not been a very good month, everyone. In fact, it's been mixed, shall we say. It's not been terrible, but unfortunately, the kind of teams at the top of this table are so just unforgiving. If you slip up, someone punishes you. And, well, we are no longer unbeaten, that is for sure. Of course, last time you were here, we were taking on Cheltenham and we beat them and we looked good at the top of the table. And since then, I want to say it's gone crumbling down. I feel like that's an exaggeration, but certainly we've just not been able to maintain our speed. I guess when you look at it like this and realise that we've only won 2 league games in the last month, yeah, question marks do, I suppose, have to be asked. Shall we try and answer some of them for you today? Let's do it. So the first game we had was against Dagenham and Redbridge, and it finished 3-2, a good little result, and Femi got 2. This man, the replacement for Burrow, he has just been absolutely top draw. As we will come on to, he's been popping off this month. I think that's the phrase the kids would use. He's been so good. He's scoring so many. He's looking lethal in front of goal. Exactly kind of what we brought him in to do. In this game, he was the difference maker. Sadly, in this next game against Bournemouth, he wasn't the difference maker. It finished 5-2. Before we go into the replay, just look at this. Look at it. I'm upset looking at the match stats. Really don't. The scoreline doesn't tell the story. The match stats do. They were clinical Bournemouth. They were very, very good. They took the lead through Shimanga. He scored a goal from about 6 yards out. Can't really blame the keeper for that one. And then, well, Smith hadn't scored all season. Stood over a free kick in the same position twice in a row. And both times he scored absolute bangers. So it was 3-0 at half time, and they'd only had 3 shots. It was one of those ones where you kind of sit there head in hands thinking, it's just one of those days. It's just not meant to be. We did get a goal back on the hour mark to make it 3-1. And at that point, I thought, oh, maybe this is going to happen. It didn't happen. They got 2 more through McPherson and then Shimanga with his second of the game. 5-1. We did recover a little bit of pride late on. Good to see Junior, the Gibraltarian right winger, getting in on the score sheet. But yeah, in a game where they had an XG of 0.69 and we had an XG of 3.67, it finished 5-2 to them. One of those days, but unfortunately, as much as I want to excuse this game as one of those days, I feel like it kind of slowed us down a little bit. It kind of knocked the wind out of us. We've not been in good form since. You can see against Dulwich Hamlet, we drew 2-2 in this one. They actually took the lead really early on through Gordon, and they got a second from the penalty spot. And having just lost 5-2, to then go 2-0 down in this game at home, I started to see the end. That might be an exaggeration. It wasn't very good. But the good news is we fought back. Junior got a goal in this game, and it did mean something, unlike in the previous fixture. And Liddell, in the 92nd minute of added time, leaving it late, got us a goal, finished 2-2. A draw. I wish I could celebrate it. I can't, can I? It's a draw against Dulwich Hamlet at home. We should be winning that. We then drew against York, which was less than ideal, but then against Harrogate, who of course were relegated down to this league from League One last year, we had a mental game. They are currently down in 19th, so Harrogate are struggling, but 7-3 it finished, and Femi Akinwande, 6 goals. He isn't normally on penalties, but after he scored 4, I just decided to put him on the penalty that we earned. So yes, 6 goals in a game, a club record. Not often you see a double hat-trick in Football Manager. Fair play. And while the goals didn't slow down in the next game against Enfield Town in the FA Cup, we won 4-0. And, well, most recently, we drew against Bromley. Again, Femi with a goal, but it wasn't enough to get the 3 points. And sadly, despite only losing 1 game, much like last season, the draws are starting to cost us. The draws are starting to be a problem. You can see here, Femi Akinwande is in fact the second best player in terms of average rating in the league this season. If we just take a look at the goal scoring charts, you can see he is in 4th. And to be fair, Liddell is not a whole world behind with 8 goals to his name. I have been rotating things around a little bit in the team. Those 2 players are the 2 that I've kind of settled on as the strikers, so to say. Anyway, at the back, I'm still not really settled on things. Andy Lyons has not picked up his form. I brought in a few other players to give them goes to see what they could do for us. Prado's had a chance. He didn't really wow me. Fossey played a game as well, although I've only really given him a singular match. I feel like we need to persist with Andy, give him some time. Of course, last episode I was talking about possible centre-back signings. I haven't signed one yet. Still really looking at that as a real possibility. But for now, I'm going to be giving Lee Jonas a run. We've tried all kinds of different players at centre-back this year. Reece Bennett's played 13 games. I've not really been impressed by him at all. Cassidy's had one game. He didn't play great in it, but he's been having all these issues with injuries. And, so far, Lee Jonas played 3 games, 1 assist, good little average rating. So we're going to stick with Lee for now. Just as a reminder, because you might have forgotten, Lee actually joined us a couple of years ago, and he was always a semi-useful player. In our first season, he was kind of 4th or 5th choice centre-back. Season just gone, he was 4th choice, and he did play 3 games for us where he played quite well. Maybe he's the answer. Maybe the answer's been in front of me this whole time. So yeah, we're going to give him a chance to prove his worth alongside Quansah in the team. Elsewhere though, things are looking pretty good. I did last game give a debut to Callum Green. Now Callum Green is the Scottish player we signed from Alloa. He looks really blooming good. I did not realise how good this guy was when I signed him. Have you ever been there? You kind of spot a player and you look at them and go, they'll be good for the future. Let's sign them. They could be a prospect. That's kind of what I did with Green. And it wasn't until he actually joined us and I was like, how do you compare to YOLO? That I realised Callum can play. Callum should be playing. So we gave him a game. He got an assist. He impressed. At centre mid so far, Iolo's played. So has Camworth. Neither of them putting in particularly great average ratings. So Greeny, maybe the grass is greener on the other side. So we're giving him the chance. Scotland represent a couple now of Scottish players in our team, to be fair. Him and Quansah representing the Tartan Army. Elsewhere in the team, though, you can see we've got quite a diverse squad going on now. We've got players from all over the British Isles playing in our team. And, of course, slightly further afield, which is nice. One thing that is kind of slightly bizarre is players are training really well. You can kind of see the training ratings here. The team is developing. We have such a young squad. We are constantly improving. We've got more than enough potential in our team. I feel like that we're sorted for the foreseeable future. And I don't know. It's weird, right? Because I can look at this run of form and I can say we've not been good enough. But ultimately, we are second in the league. If we beat Yeovil today, we go back top. That is going to be a bit of a tall order because Yeovil are a team in some pretty good form. And, they're playing pretty well and they've got some pretty good players in their team. Solomon is their key player at centre-back. He's in on loan from Derby. He's the kind of player I would like at centre-back, really, alongside Quansah. But at the same time, because we've got young players in our ranks, I don't really want to loan in a centre-back. I'm not against loans, but if you've been watching me for a while here on YouTube, you'll know I don't use loans too much. Maybe as much as I should in the lower leagues. But I feel like when you've got young players who need game time, I don't want to be basically developing other teams' players for them. I do realise at the same time that probably is to our detriment because the players that I can loan in are probably better than the ones that can start. But, you can see here the team that we have been playing. I feel like it's a strategy I want to stick with, even if it's not maybe the smartest thing to do. Maybe I'm just a man of principles, everyone. I'm inflexible. I'd like to apologise. Anyway, shall we get into the game today? It's a huge one against Yeovil. As I said, it's first versus second. Yeovil in some good form, although their last couple of wins have been by quite narrow margins. In terms of the team for today's game, it's going to be Femi Akinwande alongside Liddell. I'm hoping that Akinwande is going to put in another top quality performance. He's been so good for us over the course of this year so far. Obviously, he's got one of the best average ratings in the league. He scored 6 goals in one game, which definitely inflates his numbers. But I feel like he was a little bit slow starting. Now he's found his groove. Elsewhere in the midfield, DKM, Dronfield and Junior, the standard setup. Green, the Scottish youngster, going to give him a chance to flex his muscles in a live commentary debut today. And at the back, we've got Duxbury and Lyons at left back and right back. A little bit of rotation has been going on here due to the number of fixtures. And it's Quansah alongside Jonas today. And if I'm not mistaken, Jonas might be making his live commentary debut today as well, which is kind of crazy when you consider he's been here, 2 and a bit years at this point, but better late than never. Maybe he can show us what he's made of and prove to me I don't need to sign a centre-back. I don't need to consider loaning one in if there isn't a better option out there. Anyway, good reaction from the team. It is Halloween. Let's hope this is not going to be a nightmare of a game for us. Let's hope it's not going to be too scary, the Yeovil team that we're coming up against. We should be doing well here. Despite our bit of kind of a slowdown lately, we have, when we've been drawing games, been the better team. That feels a bit like a cop-out, but genuinely, when we've like slipped up, when we've kind of drawn games, we've been the better team, and we just need to start scoring more and conceding less. Which I know sounds really obvious when you phrase it like that. But, well, Quansah can contribute in both those elements. He's got his 4th goal of the season, the centre-back. He's been very, very good. And, well, in front of the gazebo, we take the lead, everyone. The ball whipped in, nodded down expertly. And, well, a goal up early on against Yeovil, doing what we do best, scoring from corners. Anyway, you can see looking at the match stats, so far in this game we have been the better team. We've started off pretty sharp, Yeovil yet to have a shot on target. And while we're very quickly approaching half-time defensively, we look secure right now. Hopefully that is going to continue now with just a few minutes left of half-time. A goal conceded now would make me get a bit shouty in the team talk, and the players don't want to see me shoutying. Anyway, big tackle by Duxbury. Dronfield, huge ball forward. Femi's going to get there, is he? Is he going to get there? He is, the keeper in no man's land. A breakdown in communication. And, well, the ball kind of held up there. That was a really weird ball through by Dronfield. I know the commentator's saying that Dronfield's shown incredible craft and vision. I'm going to be honest. Looks like he's just looped it and pumped it out of his own half. But we'll claim it was an expert pass, I suppose. Nice goal by Femi Akinwande. Tucks it into the bottom corner. Goal number 14 for the season for him. Maybe he will end up being top goal scorer. At the break, it's 2-0. And a really, really convincing performance. Something that we've not seen so far, I feel like, here at, well, Boston this season. Especially over the last month. We've been struggling to get goals, struggling to stay solid at the back. And so far in this game, we're doing both quite well. Anyway, I was about to make a kind of change here with half an hour remaining, but we'll let this highlight play out as the ball's whipped in by Lions. Akinwande heads over. I never know if it's Akinwande or Wande, maybe. Femi's a cooler name. Femi. We'll just go with it. Liddell's been poor today, so I'm going to bring in Mark Cooper, the Northern Irish striker. Out right mid, I'm going to be honest, Junior's disappointed me today. Let's bring in Camwa. I feel like we've not really noticed Green yet at right centre mid, so let's keep an eye out open for him now. That is Camwa. Where are you, Green? There he is. Right, name above his head. Pressure on him. The spotlight awaits. And can he do anything good here, the advanced playmaker? He's coming deep for the ball. He wants it, Quansah. Give it to him. Look at that Scottish link-up play. Green, wide to Camwa. Well, can bring the ball forward here. Liddell. In fact, it's not Liddell, it's Cooper. He's in disguise. This is his Halloween outfit. He's dressed as Liddell. Misses the one-on-one. It's almost too good, that costume, in missing that chance. You don't actually have to play like Liddell as well. Dronfield whipping it in. Akinwande on the volley. And while the keeper tucks it wide of the post, it could have been 3-0. Perhaps it should have been 3-0. It wasn't exactly the easiest of opportunities. But so far in this game, Yeovil have not looked very good. More performances like this, please. Against all the teams at the top of the table, I feel like we're playing pretty well. Of course, this is a rerun of the FA Trophy final, which we only scraped by with a 1-0 win at the end of the season. By comparison, this performance by us has been a lot better, which I maybe can use as a bit of a sign of progress that we've made. I'll say as well, Jonas, not really had to say a lot about him making his live commentary debut, but that's kind of a good thing with a centre-back. Means he's doing the job and not messing up. Cooper, Akinwande, lovely build-up play. Is there end product? No, there isn't. Where was the end product there? Green could have had, well, a secondary assist. In ice hockey, if you pass the ball or the puck to the player who assists the goal, you get what they call a secondary assist. Bring them in football. There are so many players that have the pass before the actual assist that need more credit. I feel like I bring this up once every Let's Play, but until it's brought in, I will complain about it every series. I need to make sure as many people as possible know that it's a thing in hockey and that it should be a thing in football. Anyway, Jonas giving away the ball there a little poorly, and while Rogers could be in behind. Are we going to keep a clean sheet? Oh my, I thought Duxbury was about to kick it into his own goal. Okay, bit of a scare at the end, but with 30 seconds left, we're on the attack. Is that going to be a penalty? No. It looked more like a penalty than some that you see that are given. The referee waves his arms. Ball given to Dronfield, though. Ball to Cooper. Dronfield's put in some really good passes in this game. He's really been opening up the defence. 10 seconds left. I think this game's done. Could still be time for a goal. If there is going to be, we need to get the ball forward here. Camwa is bringing it forward. Is this a pointless highlight or is there something to come? Lions been poor at right back so far this year. And, well, if you were hoping he was going to get an assist to end the game, not going to happen. But we've got a corner. Green over it. Where's Quanza's forehead? Just search that out. There it is. He's headed over. And, well, we've lost the ball. Should we just end the game there, referee? The ball's in the stand somewhere. Thank you. 2-0. Really good performance. Really convincing performance as well. We were the better team in that game. Not a bad way to end a month where we've not really been able to get going. Maybe that's the kick up the arse we need to find our groove. You can see Chester now jumping up into 3rd place. They've just beaten Torquay. You can see both Harrogate and Torquay, they were the 2 teams relegated into the league from League 2. Really, really struggling. Which gives me some hope that this is just a very strong league and the fact that maybe the step up to League 2 isn't going to be too drastic for us. But no, seriously, great result there. Yes, it's at home, but given our recent run of form, to keep a clean sheet, to get a few goals is great. And to make things even sweeter, Notts County have sacked their manager, everyone, at the start of November. Top of the league, Quanza man of the match, kind of unsurprising. So many goals, so many important moments for Jarrell Quanza. Quickly becoming a fan favourite, dare I say. 3 goals in 15 this year. Could he eclipse his 6-goal record that he had? I feel like it's going to take a little bit more work, I suppose, to get that going. But anyway, that's going to wrap things up from us today. Who got player of the month? It was Akin. Of course, it was Femi. 8 goals, 1 assist in 5 games. Give round of applause to end the episode. Femi, keep this run of form going. You might be the striker that we need to get promoted and maybe be able to do it for us next season. That's the dream, isn't it? Right, until next time, I don't know when we'll come back when I feel like it next time. I'll look for a big, exciting game. It could be an FA Cup run. We've got Weymouth in the first round. Let's hope that we can get past them. And, well, maybe I'll see you for that next time. Thank you for watching. It is me, Jack. I'm rambling on. Femi, you are a god. I'll see you guys next time.